struggling with debt, finding it difficult to come out of debt. I know most of us are trapped in debt. Maybe it's a bag loan, it's a loan you borrowed from a friend, it's a Shylock loan, it's you borrowed yourself from your savings. Yes, these are debts. And today we want to talk about how can we get out of all these debts that we have found ourselves into. How can we come out of this pit of debt that we are in? This is Venky Vibes channel, guys, and welcome so much to this channel. Please do go to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Please subscribe to our channel if you have not subscribed. Do good to do that. Today we're talking about, as I have said, we are talking about how can we get out of debt. And getting out of debt, to some people it may look like a difficult thing, but it's not really difficult to come out of debt. And to others it may seem a thing that is not really achievable. But I want to tell you today that coming out of debt is possible. As a person, as a family, as a country, you can come out of debt. And I know we talked about the mistakes that keep us in debt, and today we are talking about the solutions of getting out of these pits. The first and foremost thing of how we can get out of debt is stop creating new debts. How do we create new debts? We create new debts by going to borrow to pay for to borrow because you cannot pay this other debt, or borrowing to come and pay this debt, which is what some of the people and most of the countries do. You borrow from this to go and pay that. You borrow from SACCO, you go and pay the bank. You borrow from the bank, you go and pay the Shylock. You borrow from the Shylock, you go and pay the person you borrowed from. That is creation of new debts. And when you do this, you go and borrow from somebody or from the bank to go and pay another person or another company. That is creation of a new debt, and it's not helping you to come out of that debt. It is not helping you to come out of the debt that you are already in. I want us today, from today, to start to freeze everything, to freeze all other places where we can get debts loans from, or we can borrow from, and let us focus on first paying the debt that is already on our table, paying for the loan, paying for the money we borrowed, the things we borrowed from people. Or by the way, another good example of creating a new debt is how people create new debts is like, you've borrowed from this shop, you've taken stuffs from this shop for a very long time, and after you have gotten to your limit, you go and start taking things from another shop. That is creation of debt. You are creating another debt. And now I want us from today, let us stop borrowing from other places. Let's focus on paying what is on our table first. This will help us to come out of debt. If you first focus on payment of what is on your table, you will be able to come out of debt very freely. You will be debt free at the end of the day, and it will not take long if you start this. But if you open other debts, you will never come out of debt. So that's the number one thing. Stop creating other debts. The other thing is list all the types of debts that you have. And I have talked about this. Listing your debts down. And then after you've listed your debts down, start with the smallest debt. Start with the smallest loan. Start with the smallest that you've borrowed. And then you pay from the smallest to the next to the next until the last one. We call this the snowball method. Snowball method helps you to, when you have cleared the small debts, you remain with the bigger debt. Then you can start slashing it down, and that will help you to come out of debt. Another thing is like increasing your income. Anytime you find yourself in debt, look for other ways to increase your income. Do not rely on one method of income, especially at times when you are in debt. Every moment that we try keeping ourselves in one source of income, yet we are sinking deeper into debts. But the moment you create a side hustle, maybe you're a banker, or you're a manager somewhere, and you depending on your salary. What do you do from 6 after you've come out of work? What do you do over the weekends if you don't go to work over the weekend? This is a good time to start your side hustle. This will help increase your income, and this extra income that you are earning on this side hustle will help you to cater for your debt. And by that, you will find yourself that you've increased your income, which will help you in payment of your debt. And with that, you will come out of your debt. The other thing that you can do is live like you're broke, even if you have money. I know we have seen people who live like they are very poor. And a good example is my country, Kenya. In my country, Kenya, we got slums and we got the high-end areas. You'll find somebody living in the slums, yet they are landowners somewhere else. And you'll never understand why. It's because these people are trying, maybe they are trying to repay for the debts that they had, or their lifestyle is not really making them sink deeper into loans. And some people are in debt because of their lifestyle, because we want to prove to people that we are doing well in this life. But by proving to people that you are doing well, it's not their business. Actually, you will prove to them that today you are doing well, and tomorrow they will have forgotten that you told them that you are doing well. So live your life. Stop proving to people that you have money. And by the way, if you keep proving to them, they will keep on borrowing from you. They will keep on calling you boss mkubwa. And what does that do to you? They will put you in a situation that you have to borrow for you to help them out. That is the third thing. Then the other thing is, I think those are 3. The other thing that you can do is, some point skipped my mind, sorry for that. I have said your freedom. Let me just tell you that your debt freedom doesn't come from motivation. Yes, your debt freedom will never come from motivation. It will come from discipline, humility, and brutal honesty to yourself. Be honest to yourself. Tell yourself, I'm in this and I have to come out of this mess I have put myself in. Be that brutal. If you're not that brutal with yourself, you will never come out of your debt. This is Venky Vibes channel. Stay tuned for the next one. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment. Do not forget to share with your friends.